Jesus Christ, you people suck. Wow. Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady. But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
Alright, it's time! Another week. N4G Radio. This is episode 695 for
Crazy.
April 11th, 2022. And on the show this week, we have Drew.
Calm down, Doctor. Now's not the time for fear.
We have Anthony.
I
That
don't even know
comes
what the
later.
fuck he's referencing.
You don't remember The Dark Knight Rises? Really?
Dude, it's been a while. I fucking have not watched that since it came out.
But I mean, Bane. I mean, they did a whole South Park episode about Bane. Yeah, the UPS man sleeps with your wife.
The thing that I remember about Bane is this stupid video that's on the internet of somebody doing the Scatman as Bane. It's just it's when he takes over the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's echoing. It's just showing you the scenes of the movie of all the people scared. Yeah, that's what I remember from Bane.
Damn.
What a weird fucking take on Bane. God damn.
And we have the Wombat, too.
Fire rises.
I was born in it. Molded by it. God damn, say what you want about that movie, but that was a performance for the ages.
Memorable.
Whew. Alright. So yeah, it's April 2022. We're all playing video games, supposedly.
Yeah.
I mean, kinda, right? Anthony, do you want to talk about video games?
I finished the main story of Kirby.
Kirby.
That's and even though I bought it, I'm gonna write a review for it because, goddamn, I really hope people are playing it. I mean, I know that there's always going to be a built-in audience for Kirby, but
I tried
really good.
I tried to get back into it this week, and like I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood. Like it just, I don't know.
The best parts of that game are where you're like going through an old city and it pays off at the end. And yeah, it's just a really good campaign. I got all the Waddle Dees. And you know, there's a lot of extra stuff to do as well. The credits roll, but there's like another chapter essentially. And then there's like a full-on battle arena, and there's 3 mini games, and then there's all the little statues to collect, even though I don't really give a shit about that. And then, yeah, there's still power-ups to find. Like, it's kind of crazy how much content is in here. 'Cause like, if they had finished, if the credits rolled and that was it, I would have been like, that was good. But now it's like, hey, credits rolled. Here's some more. And I'm like, all right, I'm still in.
I mean, that game still officially has a chance to be the best Switch game this year, considering Breath of the Wild got delayed.
Yeah, do they have any other big titles that are first party?
That Advance Wars remake that got delayed.
Yeah, I was gonna say to an indefinite amount. I think
Metroid
this
is a no. Bayonetta's probably a no. I don't know.
The Wii Sports spinoff.
Yeah, that'll hit a certain audience, but I don't think it's going to be
No, it's
their
not
big
gonna light
game.
the world on fire.
Yeah. Man, no
Oh
Mario
my
this
God.
year, no Zelda, no Metroid. Damn.
Now I need to look, like, what are the Nintendo releases for this year? Because, like, I think this might be it, which is
That would shock me, truly. I think there's something else, but it's probably something.
Advance Wars is still coming out, but
It's coming out, but right now it's not. It's an indeterminate time
they
frame.
didn't put a date on it, but I'm sure it'll be out this year.
It'll be out this year.
I'm looking. There's Mario Strikers Battle League.
Yeah, again, won't light the world on fire.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
That'll
supposed to come out
this year.
That'll be big. Yeah,
That's
That'll be a big one.
Yeah.
Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last one didn't exactly light the world on fire for a long time, so.
There's the Mario and Rabbids sequel, which I mean is really kind of more of a Ubisoft game, but still. There's the Pokemon games that I forget were announced.
Pokemon.
And then now we're getting into third-party stuff. So yeah, I mean,
feels like a relatively quiet year for Nintendo. Like there's the big mainstays aren't there, which is weird.
Yeah.
Oh well, Kirby. If it was the best game that Nintendo put out this year, that's still a pretty damn good game.
It's so good. It's so good. And I'm gonna say right now, the hardest. So, as someone that's got all the Waddle Dees, the hardest one absolutely is one where you have to fight 2 mini-bosses at the same time. In a specific level. And then, I'm watching a video of someone talking about it last night, just because I was like, I'm wondering, because, I know this person's a big Kirby fan, Ant Dude, on YouTube, and he really liked it. And I found out, the level where you fight the 2 bosses, there's a harder path that you can take that's completely hidden. It gives you nothing for doing it. But it's an option you can take.
Big
so I did it.
Middle finger.
You can't just accidentally stumble upon it. That's the best part about it. You have to know it's there, but there's no way to know it's there. Someone had to have just guessed, I suppose. Very bizarre, but neat. There's a lot of attention to detail in this game. That made-up language, if you look at it, it's just English characters that have been, rotated and, stylized a bit. So you can read all the signs if you wanted. It's just neat. I love this aesthetic. I love going through. It's definitely got a lot of Mario Odyssey in it. In a positive way. Obviously the levels aren't open like Mario Odyssey. I think that would have been fantastic. Although I don't know how you would make it feel like a Kirby game when it would just feel like another Mario Odyssey, which isn't a complaint. I wouldn't get complaints from me, I should say. The little character that joins you, he will tell you at a certain point in the game if there's anything to collect. You'll be like, you've got all that here. Let's move on to the next area. Which is helpful. In other games, you could just wander around not sure, and it's a long level sometimes, depending on what level you're doing. Yeah, I just can't believe how much content is there. So, because I was on a Kirby kick, and Ryan was talking about it, I decided to try Kirby Epic Yarn finally.
Oh, yes.
Because I've owned it twice. I bought it for the Wii when I found a $10 copy. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pick this up and I'll probably play it around. And then when it came to the 3DS, I was like, I'm more likely to play on the 3DS. So I started up the 3DS version. It's very different than what I was expecting, I guess. Because it's it is a Kirby game, but it's very different too. You don't have the suction ability, you don't copy powers.
Yeah, it's almost like a mix between Kirby and Yoshi, which makes sense because they did the Yoshi Yard games too.
It's a good feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of weird going through, but I did like the fact that it was pulling the stage made of fabric, collapsing it down on itself to get up to places and stuff. It was neat. Kind of a shame it only plays in 2D, but I'm sure they didn't want to go through the work to make an old Wii game on the 3DS be in 3D. So, I don't know. But yeah, so I tried that too. That's about it for me, though. Like, it's just been a busy week. There was only 2 of us at work. Fun times.
That's always fun.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be 3 of us, so we have the work of 3, but there's only 2. Yeah.
I feel that because I got promoted at work, and like I'm training the people that are replacing me, and I've been training 4 people to replace me. I'm just like, was I really doing 4 people's worth of work? It's crazy. Anyway, all right, Drew, why don't you tell me what you're not playing?
Okay. Well, a lot of stuff I'm not playing.
That's true.
But I have been playing is Choking in the Bow GP.
Choking in the Bow?
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, right?
I don't know. I've given up on trying to pronounce the word.
I played Chocobo GP.
Chocobo.
I need to write that review. I have experienced everything that I need to write a review about it. I've just been lazy. But I still stick by the fact that I think that's a really good racing game that is bogged down with microtransactions out the ass.
Square Enix, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there right now.
Yeah. But I don't know. I also wrote a review of Glams.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was curious. I wrote my review and I was curious. Has anybody else in the world played this video game?
Played it or reviewed it?
Well, played or reviewed. I just wanted to see some other person play this game. And I saw 2 videos. They weren't reviewing it, but they were talking about the game, playing it when it came out first on Switch, I believe.
Yeah, sounds right.
Both videos that I watched played exactly the same way. They were about 20 minutes long, and within about 20 minutes, they failed so many times. They said, "Okay, I think that's enough." And that's how I feel about that game. I played about 40 minutes of it, and I said, "Okay, that's about enough."
That's about enough.
Yeah. I beat the first chapter, got halfway through the second chapter, and said, "I don't have the time or the patience for this. Maybe I need to get good, or maybe I need to play a better good game."
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think Glams is the poster child for get good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure the people who worked on this game are very proud of it, but there's an audience for it. I am not the target audience. Your target audience is about 10 people. So I cannot. I don't know. Don't buy that game.
I mean, at least if they do buy it, it's not expensive. It's like $4 or something.
Yeah, it's $4.99, and I said the price I would pay is $2.
$2.
$2. You get 45 minutes of very difficult gameplay, and then you're done.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I play a lot of Control, like a lot of Control.
Yeah, that game is.
And the amount of Control that I played this week, you would think I would finish the game, but no.
You're out of Control?
I am. I am out of control with Control because the amount of side quests in this game is insane.
Yeah, a lot of side bosses too that you could not even see.
Yeah. One of which kicked my ass so many times I rage quit the game and came back to it a day later and beat it on the first try. That game is awesome.
Yep.
I absolutely adore this game.
It is really good.
It is really, really good. The side quests, I would say, are not as deep as The Witcher 3, but they are meaningful enough to be like, I want to go do this just to see what it is. Because there's, it's obviously going after an object of power. There's this weird there's a rubber duck you got to chase around, or a dude staring at a refrigerator. It's just weird stuff, and I'm all for it. And the further you get in the main story and start doing some of the side stuff, you start running into the connections that they have. Obviously, I'm not spoiling that yet. I will spoil it on Phoenix Down the next time we talk about it, probably. But you could tell from the beginning this was their plan all along, kind of thing.
I still stand behind that Control is the best game Remedy has ever made.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Quantum Break never really did it for me.
Yeah, Quantum Break I think relied too much on those cutscenes.
Yeah, Quantum Break was ruined because the fucking idea was, hey, we have a TV show, and then Microsoft, under, what's his name there?
Don Matrick?
Don Matrick decided, no, we don't. And, because they didn't know what the fuck they wanted their console to be, and Remedy had built around that aspect, and I mean, it caused the falling out between Remedy and Microsoft. So
Remedy's getting that money from about it now.
Good for them. It was one of those things where it's like that game was doomed to fail. You watch those stupid cutscenes; they're campy. They're not very good, and it had nothing to do with the acting. It was the writing.
Yeah, it's a shame because you can see the DNA of Control in Quantum Break.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
power's still the exact same.
The woman, the main character of Control is Jessie, and
yeah, she's the character in Quantum Break, the same actor, and
she was good in it. That's the thing. I liked all the actors in Quantum Break. It just
wasn't written. Yeah, it wasn't written very well.
It was written like a sci-fi or CW show.
Oh.
And not a good one.
I love my Supernatural, but yeah, CW, there's a stank to that. It's kind of like Eurojank. You know what it is. You see a show, you're like, this is CW, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yep. I remember when you talk about that kind of thing, this is a little side story. I was at work, and a guy said, hey, I watched a really cool movie last night, and he's like, what's it about? And he said it was called Deja Vu. Now, I had heard of Deja Vu, but I didn't know what it was about or anything like that, and he shows the trailer.
It seemed familiar.
Yeah. But within the first probably 10 seconds of the trailer, I said aloud, this reeks of Jerry Bruckheimer. And halfway through, it says, from the producer, Jerry Bruckheimer. I was like, God, you can recognize his crap as soon as you see it.
Hey, he did do Con Air, okay?
Hey, sure, but Con Air is, if you saw Con Air and saw another Jerry Bruckheimer film, you would be like, yeah, that guy made that stuff.
Sure. But Con Air is a classic. Let's not lie about that.
I don't mind Jerry Bruckheimer. I'm just saying, he has a style, just like you can pretty much recognize a Steven Spielberg movie.
Sure.
So, but anyway, yeah, Control. Going to talk more about that on Phoenix Down this week. And I do want to apologize. We were having some connectivity issues, which was the reason why Matt's responses were delayed from mine. Matt's got to work on his internet connection a little bit.
Gotta get out there and climb that pole. Tweak them wires.
Yeah. Other than that, I played MLB The Show 22.
Yeah, you did, because it's on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass, and I like it. I still, they do still fall into that. The road to the show is way more streamlined now, to a point where I'm just like they don't let you. It feels like it's almost randomized with what you get put with, kind of thing. They really push for you to be a pitcher, which I don't want to be a pitcher. I want to play my old position, which was shortstop. So I don't know. It's good though, and let me tell you something. You play that game for about 3 hours, you unlock about half the achievements in that game.
I know I got a bunch just playing like my first few games.
Yeah. But yeah, played the show. Quality game though. Like seriously, I mean, it's on Game Pass. If you got Game Pass and you like baseball, give it a shot. I mean, it's legit good.
It's crazy that you just get it in Game Pass.
Yeah, and you have to pay $70 on PlayStation.
God, is this $70 again for the PS5 version? Oh my God.
Yep. Sure is. It sure enough is.
Yeah, I love the Game Pass part of this because I'm not a huge baseball guy. So like, and I guess it looks like the deal for these is a year because I just saw 21 just left Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, makes sense, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, that's I think that's pretty much it. Aside from like doing Game Pass quests and stuff like that.
How freaked out were you this weekend when the Microsoft Rewards app on the Xbox was like fucked? Did you see that?
Dude, it's still messed up. I've done that Microsoft Rewards like the top 10 or whatever.
But I mean, did you see the app when it like was missing the headers and stuff, and you couldn't switch between tabs to redeem stuff and all that? Like all that stuff was gone. Yeah,
and I mean it's still halfway broken.
Huh. It's fixed for me, but I haven't tried the problem with those top 10 500-point ones is like I've already played all those games and gotten an easy achievement in them, so it would actually take work, and I'm just lazy.
Yeah, no, I did the Jurassic World Evolution, which takes like 5 minutes to do.
Yeah, I already had that achievement.
Yeah, but I don't know. It still didn't unlock for me, so I don't know if I'm going to try it again or.
Yeah, those things.
Fix it.
Those things get glitched all the time. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. But, yep, that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Well, I'll move on to the Wombat.
Yeah, man, I haven't really played much. I played Horizon, just, again, making my way through that game.
I booted that back up, and I love the addition of the remove the what do you call it? The animation for picking up stuff.
Oh, I didn't even know that was in there.
Yeah, it's in the options menu now. So like instead of like watching her every time you walk past a little branch to pick up wood, like you can just press the button and she doesn't do anything. It makes the game so much more fast.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even know that was in there.
Yep, they just added that like in the last patch, I think.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that and mostly been knocking out side quests. I still have I got part of the way through the Broken Sky, which is one of the 3 main quests that opens up once you get into the West.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even gone back to finish it because I've been doing a whole bunch of side quests. So this is my problem in every game like this, is I end up dramatically over-leveling myself. So, like, the main quest that I'm on right now says that it recommended level is 17, and I'm level 25. And about to be 26. So, but it's cool. I'm not playing the games for the challenge, so being over-leveled doesn't really make much of a difference to me. But yeah, I'm still loving this game, and all the new robots and stuff that are in it are really cool. So yeah, I'm digging it a lot.
It was a good game. It just, man, Gorilla has horrible timing.
Yeah, yeah, and I of course am playing it post-patch, so I haven't had any of the issues that I know some people have had with, or some people had early on in the review process with the frame rate and stuff. I haven't had any of that.
Yeah, my review score changed dramatically because, like, when I played through, because I'd finished it before that day 1 patch, and like just how bad and buggy it was. And then like they dropped that patch, and I had like 4 or 5 days to go back through it, and I would just jump in between areas to make sure stuff looked good. And it was a huge thing. Like that literally came in hot.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you ever play Final Fantasy 15?
No, I did not.
Okay, I feel like that would be another one of those games for you because, like, you were just mentioning over-leveling, and that's exactly what I did in that game to the point where the last boss was just kind of absurdly a joke. Like, I just walked up and hit it because it was level 99, and I think you're, like, expected to be kind of, like, in the, the 50s. Yeah.
Did you kill the world turtle in that game?
I did, but I glitched out on... So I had to do that... I can tell you the story of that. So, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna fight Adamantoise, which is like a giant mountain, essentially. And I'm going at it. It's really not hard, it's just long. Because you can only do so much damage per second, and it's a giant turtle has like way too much health. So you just keep wailing at it. It does a few attacks, but not a lot. Not that you don't have to really worry about it if you're level 99. I'm whacking away at it. And I do this like warp dash or whatever it's called, warp strike, I think, where like Noctis throws his sword and then dashes to it. And it threw me out of bounds. It said, you are out of the area. And then the fucking turtle went back into the ground and it canceled that mission for me. And I was close to killing it. And it's like an hour and a half long battle.
Yeah, fuck that.
So I had to do it again. I got my platinum trophy and I went, alright, we're done.
Never play that game again.
I have gone back once to play the like revised version.
Oh yeah. Alright, what else? Anything else? Horizon?
No, that's really it. That's all I've really played. So what I'll say, and Anthony, I know I mentioned this to you before. The further I get into the game, the more confidently I can say to you that the main story quests are mostly focused on not the modern day stuff, the past stuff, and the side quests are mostly focused on the tribes. So if you're not in, what I would suggest is give the side quests a try because they're really good this time around. But if you're not interested in the tribe stuff, stay focused on the main story.
Well, the side quests, like, that's fine. It's just, I didn't like the fact that, like, in the original, they would keep having me do these big quests. Like, sometimes it was even side quests, and they'd be, like, super interesting, and then they'd be like, and now go help this guy over here who looks like a gladiator, but, like, clearly he's wearing parts of a car or something. And it's like, okay, but that's not as fascinating as what we were just talking about. And then at the end of that first game, they kind of have you do the more interesting part first, and then have you do the, the tribe stuff. Like, that game ends with a big tribe battle. And instead of having this big revelation moment at the end. And that's where I was like, okay, that's a little weird. Not bad, just like, it didn't hit as well.
Dude, the end of this game, the end of the second game is totally nothing to do with the fucking tribes. It's
and that,
totally
well,
not.
But that's just like, I'm not saying like, it was bad. It was more of just like, I could see where the strength was in, or what they were interested in writing more, because I just didn't feel like the tribes, there was some really well thought out world building with them, and then it felt like why do I care about any of these?
I would totally put like my armor as a car and then transform into a car. I'd totally be fucking Optimus Prime in that world.
Yeah. Well, I
right,
dig.
Then, yeah, I don't know how to respond to that either, Ryan.
I dig both sides of it. So I'm like I said, getting pretty sucked up in the side quests and stuff. But plus, you get good weapons usually out of the side quests, or armor. So that's another reason to invest some time.
Good game.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really, unfortunately, played much else because I haven't had a ton of time. So what time I have had, I've tried to invest in this game.
All right. I'd like to tell you that I had a new game that I played this week, but I didn't really either. It's a lot of the same stuff. Still slow. I'm like the slowest Elden Ring player ever. I think I just broke 10 hours. I'm still like chugging along through that thing, just playing around in that world. It's pretty fun. I did check out the only capable on PlayStation 5 Xbox version of Godfall, and I'm like, wow, yeah, this game is still kind of boring. I don't think that game is bad. I just think it's boring.
I think a boring game is bad.
Yes, I'll agree with that, Anthony, but I agree with you as well, Ken. As I said before, it's competently made in terms of the actual combat is competent, but it's just boring as shit. Like, there was no reason to want to keep playing it.
And the levels are so fucking long that, once you do one, I just didn't want to do another one.
Yeah, and it also has the problem where it takes itself way too seriously for what it is.
Oh, sure.
And so all the story and the dialogue and everything is trying to be much more serious than it should be.
I still don't understand why that game is such a conversation piece, and it has to be because it was a launch game for the PS5. I don't know why people still talk about that game. It's the most, just their-ass game. Like, there are games that are the same equivalent to it that we haven't talked about in, since the week after they came out.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but because it's from Gearbox, it's a mediocre game. It's not Borderlands.
I mean,
there you go. And I don't hear conversation talking about how it's a good game. I just hear conversation about, that was a fucking thing.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it. I can understand having a conversation about a really, really bad game or a really, really good game.
I just don't know. I don't know if I can pick out a more mediocre game.
That's my point. We have never had a long-standing conversation about a mediocre game. That's what's weird.
Again, it's a launch game.
It is, but so was Rise, and, I think most people don't talk about that game anymore.
No.
Oh, well. The only other big stuff... So I'm still playing through Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. That game is fucking phenomenal. Best Lego game ever made.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you didn't play The Force Awakens.
What do you mean I didn't play The Force Awakens?
There was a Force Awakens Lego game?
Yeah. I played it.
They were doing over-the-shoulder stuff there, too.
Yeah, but you need to play this game. This game is...
Of course I want to play it.
This is something truly special. This game
I play most of the Lego games.
Yeah, this game is, I
said that with, it was a good thing.
I'm sorry. I was trying to finish my thought, Anthony.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. No, just how polished this is, how good it looks on the new consoles, how much content is in there, how it kind of... One of the things I had a problem with in old Lego games is it always seemed like it was confusing as to where to go, what to do, and this game is very good about kind of kiting you towards something, but also if you want to do all of the side, if you're Orion and you want to, do everything in a level before you make it to the end of it, you don't have to worry about having to come back because you have access to so many characters from the get-go that you can pretty much do all of the side stuff and you can explore the world and not be, held back because, I have to come back in free play and do, you can totally do that, but you don't have to. So, and it just, I don't know, there's just something about this game that feels like they finally just nailed it. And it's finally a game that you really want to talk about in the upper echelon, and you don't just say, "Hey, it's another Lego game." It feels like a new thing. So, I know I'm the only one still left tooting this horn, but Drew, I don't know if you heard.
Oh God, it's Overwatch.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you heard, but they canceled all the events for the rest of the year, and they just did one big anniversary event.
Wait, Like, no Halloween.
No
Christmas, anything like that?
Halloween, no summer games. It's just going to be this anniversary event. It's 3 weeks long, and they're bringing back like remixed old skins, and they're also allowing you to earn like the time limited skins, like the Nano Diva and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm done.
Well, I feel like that game is done. I feel like they're actually going to get the sequel out this year, and that's why they're not doing events. So.
Well, if they wait until November to get this sequel out, then you've missed a bunch of events that could have had people keep playing.
Sure, absolutely, but people are going to be playing the beta, because the beta is this month, the end of this month. So, I'll tell you the one thing I'm excited for, Drew. I will no longer be shooting at double shields. So, there is that.
Yeah, they're turning the game into Call of Duty. Have fun with that.
I don't think it's Call of Duty, but we'll see if I enjoy it as much. I don't know. I'd be happy if I hated the changes, because then I could play other games.
Yeah, if they'd have done all this like a year ago, sure, I would have been back in, but I just can't anymore. I can't get on board. Like Overwatch 2 is like non-existent in my head.
Oh, I'm good for you. I mean, I'm happy that you are not playing it anymore, because if it was miserable. But there's just something about the game, I just keep playing it.
I don't think it was miserable. I mean, I still had good time. I still had good matches and stuff like that, but I was just, I don't know. It was like that with Destiny. Like, I was all on board on Destiny, and then it just petered out. Like, I just didn't care.
Yeah. I petered out on Destiny a lot sooner. I can't believe that I'm literally playing my 6th year of one video game.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
I
Anyway.
played 5 years.
Yeah. I think the last game that I played, like, substantially was, like, Halo 2. And I think we played that for, like, a year and a half.
Yeah, that was.
That was literally the last game I played for a substantial amount of time. So.
The original Gears of War, I probably played for about 2.5 years.
God, I didn't even touch the multiplayer of that. I played it like twice and hated it. The only other game that came close. Yeah, the only other game that came close to this level was StarCraft. And I think I played StarCraft. God, Ryan, I know you were around at that time. That was like, well, we played that for like 2 or 3 years. It was me and Ernie and Tracy and all them playing that.
Probably, yeah.
It was like 2 or 3 years we played StarCraft, like every day. God.
Yep.
Was that still when you were going to Japan?
Oh, don't start with that shit again. Drew, I don't want to, see, the difference is that your shit is documented as well from that time period, because, you're Justin TV videos. Don't judge my 20-year-old self.
Yeah, trust me, I know. My Justin TV videos are still up. If you want to go watch, 23-year-old Drew acting like an idiot.
I'll tell you what, I don't want to read the shit I wrote in 1999. That is just some pure cringe, brother.
Yeah, early 20s Ryan feels like a completely different human being than 40-year-old Ryan.
Yeah.
In many, many, many ways.
Shit,
if you would like to go get a laugh, go back to the Wayback Machine and type in ztgamedomain.com.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And go back to the first post that was in 1999. That's how long that website has been around, guys.
I was gonna say, think about that for a second, Drew. You just said 1999, and like part of our audience is like that's before I was born.
Yeah. I have coworkers who are younger than the video game website that I work for.
Yeah. Think about that. I was making websites back in the 90s, son. And boy, they look like 90s websites too. Holy shit.
It looked like I went back to the old Space Jam website.
Websites in the 90s looked really fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Okay.
Was it GeoCities website?
I started on GeoCities. Yes, I did.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Either that or Angel Fire.
I started on GeoCities, and then eventually I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do this, so I bought a domain, and I started my service on GoDaddy. That was the service I bought. Yeah. That was a long time ago. In a galaxy very far away. And now you could just post shit on the internet without even back then it was hard. You had to know coding.
Yeah.
Nowadays
I would have had to know coding to make a website just to say "Go fuck yourself, James Cameron."
Yeah, you couldn't have done that. There was no Twitter when I started that website.
And now I can just go, "Hey, at Jim Cameron, fuck your face."
Exactly. Do you know like the thought back then of like, oh my god, you could like talk to a celebrity and tell him to go fuck himself, and you know now you can just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, people.
I love that. That's the driving animus behind all of the internet is the ability to tell a celebrity to go fuck themselves.
I mean, it's either that or cat videos, right?
Yes.
You know. Anyway, yes, children listening to the show, I was around before you were born coding video game websites and making really terrible blog posts. I guess you would call them blog
And James
posts.
Cameron was a good director at one point.
Hey, he made Aliens, motherfucker.
This turned into a James Cameron podcast.
I don't even remember how I got onto it, but it was like after a podcast one week, and I said "fuck James Cameron" or something like that, and then I sent a Twitter.
He
At
tweeted
James Cameron, fuck you.
Let Jim Cameron get fucked, and I was like,
Get fucked. That's
yeah.
Interesting.
I don't even know how it came about. I really don't.
I forget. I don't remember shit like this.
Probably about Avatar or some stupid shit.
Yeah, Ubisoft's making an Avatar game, so maybe that was
God.
what it was. All right, I'll rattle through the indie games real quick, and then we'll move on. So I played a game called Replica, which is this is a weird game. You're basically like have a phone screen, and it's kind of like a mystery, and you're trapped.
Yeah, I actually know. There's been a couple of games like that.
It's actually I actually got into it. Like I felt very accomplished when I figured out what the passcode was to unlock the phone and.
So how do they do that on like TV screen?
Well, I mean, it's just like the phone is just the middle of the screen, and then the things are on the side, and then you can use the D-pad to switch between them, or you can use the analog stick to move a cursor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty intuitive. Like I didn't have an issue with it. It took me a little bit to get used to it because it's modeled after like an Android phone, and I always forget that home button or whatever and shit. So, but. Like, you can download apps, you can check messages, you can make phone calls and stuff, and, like, it's one of those games where, like, there's a kill switch, so, like, you can fail if you do something wrong, and then it just kind of starts over.
You've chosen to download Twitter. What is the first thing you want to do? At Jim Cameron.
Yeah, I need to tweet at Jim Cameron on my phone. But no, I thought it was pretty cool. It's only like $5, so it's not like a huge investment. But I thought that was a pretty cool game. I'd never really played anything like that, so. What's that?
I just coughed, sorry.
Oh, I was like, it sounded like you were saying something. I was like, what'd you say? The next one is Wild West Crops, which is a 2D side-scroller where you're, like, shooting crops, man. You're a cat. Shooting crops.
You're a cat?
You're a cat. With a mustache.
Okay. That's really great.
Yeah, shooting radishes and shit. I mean, it's just a 2D action game. It's fine. It's fine. Whiskey and Zombies is a overhead twin stick shooter where you drink whiskey and it makes you stronger and you shoot zombies. You can choose one of 4 characters. You can play 4 players. But there are 4 different characters. They're all rednecks. They all have like coveralls and flannel and shotguns, and one of them's an old man with like the whiskey jug, and it's a weird fucking game. It plays like shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. It plays like shit. So I wouldn't recommend that game. Legal Dungeon came out, and it's weird. I don't even know that I understand what kind of game it is. It's almost like a mixture of a point and click and a visual novel. It's a very weird game. Z-Warp is a top vertical shooter, like a shmup. It actually uses only, like the middle of the screen. So like if you turned your widescreen sideways, that kind of aspect ratio. Very fast. It's fun. It's fine. Slipstream is like a mix between Ridge Racer and Outrun. And I know that sounds awesome, but the fail state in this game is if you hit the sides. And I don't know if y'all have ever played any of those games, but I hit the sides all the time. So I fucking suck at Slipstream. Outbreak, Contagious Memories. I don't know like what number this is, but the Outbreak games are the one guy developer making Resident Evil style games. This is just the latest one. I think there's like 20 or 30 of these games. A lot.
Are they good?
I mean, they're okay.
Alright.
But they're all kind of the same thing. Like, they're all just trying to be that original Resident Evil. So, and they're fine. I mean, it's impressive it's one dude, but at the same time, this one dude has made 20 of kind of the same game. So...
It's like writing the same song over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, it's impressive until you really give a good listen, then you're like, yeah, these are all just the same song.
I mean, it's the reason why Creed only had 3 albums. It was all the same fucking song.
Oh, God.
I mean, once you're high enough, they can't take you higher.
That's right. What
I
if?
fucking
though?
hate
What if?
Creed. Creed, it's bad Pearl Jam.
That was really good, Ken.
I love that this podcast can contain a lot of things, but it always comes back to Scott Stapp and Creed.
100%, yes.
And the last indie game I checked out was Road Maintenance Simulator. You can get into these games. I picked up Trash and I had a good time. These games, man. I'm waiting on the day that Power Wash Simulator comes to the Xbox because I might get lost in it like Drew does.
Power Wash Simulator's the only one of those where I'm like, yeah, that looks like the shit right there.
Dude, I had a ball.
Oh, it's all the joy of cleaning without actually having to deal with a real mess.
Yeah, but it's
the only one of those that has really ever appealed to me because I thought it was an interesting concept is the one where you're cleaning up after a first-person shooter.
Oh yeah,
Viscera Details Cleanup.
Yeah,
something like that.
Isn't it like you're actually cleaning up after Shadow Warrior or something?
That is one of them.
Okay, yeah, because I know one of them is actually following a real FPS cleaning up the mess that they made.
Because there's a Christmas one too.
Oh yeah, because you gotta like mop up the elf parts and put them in the. Yeah, yep. I remember that game.
Viscera Cleanup Detail, that's what it's called.
Nah, but Road Maintenance Simulator, the first mission is literally get in a truck, drive down the highway, get out of the truck, and pick up trash with one of those little like trash grabbing guns, and then drive the trash back and put it in the dumpster. And I was like, dude, this is lethargic. I don't know, this is fun. Dumb shit is fun.
So I decided to look up like how many Viscera cleanup details were there. There's one, but then there's the 2 spin-off titles, Santa's Rampage.
Yep, that's the one I remember, yeah.
And Shadow Warrior.
Yep.
And then there's 2 add-ons, which is the Vulcan Affair, which is you're cleaning up in like a James Bond after James Bond goes through.
Oh, nice.
Like a secret lab. And then the other one is House of Horror, where you're cleaning up like a massacre in a house.
Nice.
Just remember, if you let your fucking weird mop thing get too bloody, you just end up spreading the blood everywhere.
I mean, it's a nice touch. Not gonna lie. The last game that I want to talk about, it's not something that was sent. It wasn't a code. I actually bought it. And I think that's why I'm the most disappointed. So I picked up that Chrono Cross remake, the Radical Dreamers edition. And you play the intro, that music's awesome, like the clarity of the intro looks better, and then the game opens up and it just fucking dies in the frame rate department. Like, we're talking like in the tens and teens a fucking PS1 game running on a next-gen console. It's just super disappointing. Good God. That was kind of what I was talking about when we talked about like the Chocobo GP earlier. Like, what the fuck is going on at Square? Like, how? Like, I watched the Digital Foundry this weekend about Chrono Cross. The PlayStation 1 original has a better frame rate than the new remaster.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like,
How does that happen? How does that happen?
I mean, it's just, you just don't care. Like, you
Yes.
cannot possibly have put any effort into something when you're watching the frame rate drop to like 10 frames a second. Like, of a game.
On a modern console.
Of a game that came out 23 years ago.
Right. That's insane.
Yeah, I was just blown away by how bad technically this port is. And also, like, they used AI upscaling for the pixel graphics. So if you turn on the new mode, it just looks like somebody wiped Vaseline all over the backgrounds in a lot of
the
scenes.
GTA trilogy method.
Yeah, except when you're doing it to, like, hardcore, like, you know how pixels are designed.
It looks like shit.
Yeah, it looks like somebody just smeared, like, finger paint all over the ocean. It's rough, man. So I decided I was only going to play on the classic mode, which just uses the original pixels. So
Finger paint over the ocean sounds like some hipster album.
Definitely 100% it does.
Absolutely, I could totally see that on some Spotify playlist or something. I don't know. I feel like it would be a big hit. Anyway, yeah, I'm super disappointed in that. And if you still have access to the original, I would kind of play that instead of this. Although in the news, I don't know if we'll talk about it in the news too much, but I don't know if you saw, like, apparently if you owned Chrono Cross, like the PS1 Digital Classic on the PS3 and the PSP, like, you can't play it because they changed the expiration date to, like, 1969.
No, that's... yeah, that's some ish right there.
Yep, faux show. All right. Well, let's talk about what's coming out this week, which might be the first time that I officially say there's, like, nothing coming out this week. I hear a lot of podcasts and video people talk about, like, oh, there's no games coming out, and they say it all the time. They could say it this week. There's like literally nothing coming out. Series X and PS5, we got Back 4 Blood, Tunnels of Terror, which is a DLC, and Road 96. And Nobody Saves the World is coming to PS5, and that is it for the new consoles. Xbox One and PS4, not much more. A lot of the same stuff. Battle Kid is making its way to Xbox. I don't know if you've ever seen this game. It's like one of the hardest games ever. It's kind of Mega Man-ish, but it's finally coming to Xbox. It's been out for years. And then Sally Face, which looks like a point-and-click game.
Sally
It's creepy.
Face.
Yeah, it reminds me of, you remember Scary Girl?
I do not.
It was an Xbox Live arcade game, but the aesthetic kind of reminds me of that.
It's got a salad fingers sort of look to it.
Salad Fingers?
Yeah.
Whenever you say that, I think of that gremlin from Gremlins 2. The one that drank the vegetable medley.
Okay, well, Salad Fingers was a weird animation on the internet.
Nobody remembers Gremlins 2?
I
what
remember
you're
Gremlins
talking
too, but it's just drawing a blank at what you're referring to specifically.
When they're in the lab
vegetable
drinking...
gremlin.
Yeah, when they're drinking all the concoctions and turning them into different stuff. One of them drinks like a vegetable medley, and he gets like salad fingers and tomato cheeks and shit.
Yeah.
I just remember the one turns into like electricity.
Yep, and he ends up killing all the rest of them.
That's Isn't? Oh no, that's a different one. Never mind.
All right. Cathedral is making its way to PlayStation 4, which if you haven't played that, that's a pretty cool game, kind of Castlevania reminiscent. And then Winning Post 9 2022, and that is it for PS4 and Xbox One. There are so few games coming out this week that I don't have to click into the Switch. I can just rattle off all the Switch games from the main page. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is coming to the Switch this week. Don't Starve Together, Epic Chef, Bunny Maho, Cat Cafe Manager, Defend the Rook, Labyrinth of the Chaka King. That's what it's called.
Shaka Khan?
No, it's Chaka King, not Chaka Khan.
Isn't that a Burger King sandwich?
Oh.
Shaka not happy, Shaka mad. Shaka real mad.
Real mad.
Man, I saw fucking Burger King has melts now, and I was like, who the fuck would order that? Ugh.
Who would go to a Burger King?
I had
Listen,
Burger King.
here's
the
what
other
I'm going to
day.
say.
If it was between
Burger
starving
King
and Burger
sometimes
King,
is pretty good.
Sometimes.
And number two, the you can't go wrong with the Hershey Sundae pie.
Well, that is true. The Hershey Sundae pie is the goat. That thing is delicious. But for some place called the Burger King,
they make bad burgers.
they're not the king of any burger. I'm sorry.
They can't even do a chicken burger.
Nobody Saves the World also coming to the Switch. Rotund Rebound. That sounds like, I don't know if I want to know what that's about. Run, The World in Between. Shooting Star Island. Sock Venture. 2D and Top D. Torment.
That's a neat game.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's so you play as a do you remember the game Crush at all?
Crush.
Where like it was kind of like Fez, but you could move a character in 3D and then you could switch the angle of the camera and then flatten the stage.
I probably have seen it, but it's not
ringing a bell. It's a PSP game. It got ported to the 3DS as Crush 3D. It's reminiscent of that, except that 2D is a character that is just doing a normal platformer in 2D, and Top D is a 3D character that can move blocks around for 2D, and the whole idea is getting them both to the end. So you switch between the two.
What was that Xbox Live Arcade game that was like this? No, not Fez, where you had the two characters that you swapped between. Ilo and Milo. That's the one I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, it's just, same-ish sort of concept.
Interesting. I mean, no, it sounds cool. It sounds like a cool concept.
Here, hold on. I'm...
It's just a funny name to me because when I say 2D, it's actually spelled out like Toodee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This looks kind of like, I'm not going to lie, it looks kind of like Bubble Bobble-ish in art style.
Yeah, the art style is... The art style, it would not surprise me to be from a bigger studio. Like, it's got that sort of arcade look. The really bright neon colors. I played the demo. It was a lot of fun.
Alright, well, it's out on Switch this week.
I might pick it up there.
Yeah,
also,
I'm
I looked up
Rotund.
Rotund.
It is. No, please don't tell me you look up Rotund Rebound.
I did. I was like, might be the shit game of the week, right? I don't know, you just play as a big rabbit, and it's like a platformer.
Okay.
And then it looks like you...
Is it a big fat rabbit?
Yes, of course it is.
I mean,
it's a big Chungus type rabbit.
Oh god, it might, yeah, a little bit, but it's weird. So it looks like it's a platformer, but there's definitely a karting section that looks like Super Mario Kart. But then it also looks like a Marble Madness type level too.
I mean, all these things you're saying are making me excited, but I know it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, hold on. Okay. Dive right into the gameplay with simple one-handed controls and discover the limitless depths of finesse that will make you a master. Okay. One-handed, master,
Horny.
big fucking furry.
Oh shit.
I'm not saying it's for a certain audience, but it might be.
Man, I started getting those creepy mobile app ads on Twitter the other day where they have like anime girl feet, and I'm just like, dude, this needs to get the fuck out. Like, I can't.
Alright, you need to take your anime feed ads and get the fuck out.
I need to put them in Twitter jail. Cause
James Cameron.
yeah, get fucked, James
God,
Cameron.
dear ad Jim.
See, I knew if I liked that tweet, Anthony, this was what was going to happen. I was going to get anime
God,
girl
this
feet
is-
ads.
This is a series, by the way, this Rotund.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, the rabbit's name is Chubbit.
You continue to
Yeah, I
make
might
me
have
want
to
to
buy
play
this
this game. Like, truly, you do.
What is this on?
Switch.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the Steam pages.
How much is it?
On Steam, it's $22.79
Oh, okay.
Canadian.
I'm not
No.
that interested.
Ain't nothing worth that joke.
Oh, there's a surfing minigame.
Okay.
He bounces on his butt across a board. There's the kart. The kart racing actually looks pretty decent.
The Switch version actually has a page. Let's see if it has a price.
What the fuck am I looking at? Oh, and then you can play as different fat animals?
Yeah, so if you look up their official website, the description is rescue your pudgy pals to play them and unlock the potential of their unique abilities.
Rotund Rebound. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
It looks like an old PC game. Like I'm saying Jazz Jackrabbit probably because it's a rabbit, but that's the art style almost.
Oh shit!
The
This,
weird
you're not
colors.
kidding. This is true. There's a fat turtle.
Yeah. Fat skunk, fat armadillo, fat
Yeah, but the fat
chipmunk,
turtle,
fat hedgehog.
a fat turtle in a burning building. What the fuck? And there's a hamster on it with an umbrella.
Well, of course.
Oh, I gotta put this picture in here because this is the one. This is the first thing that cropped up. You see the fat turtle bouncing, and then you see the little hamster with the umbrella floating down. Like, yep, okay.
I do, and some badgers. Yeah.
Badger.
Badger.
Think about Ernest P. Worrell.
Mushroom.
Snake.
Oh,
There's an audience of people that are listening to us right now going, what the fuck are they referencing?
there's people
And, like,
listening to
this-
us right now. How much have they had to drink this morning?
Badger, mushroom.
All right. Tormented Souls is also coming to the Switch this week alongside Ikai, Lumberhill, and Taito Milestones, which is another collection of Taito titles.
No titles.
Yes, because they just keep putting out Taito title collections.
Yes.
It's not really news, but we're going to do news. This is not really news, but hey, today is literally the 2-year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out.
Cool.
That game is still not on Steam or Xbox. There's also no video footage of the sequel. And if you remember, the expansion with Yuffie is only playable on the PS5, so fuck you PS4 owners. That game is literally like a bend you over and take all of your money. It's crazy. But yeah, I tweeted a couple weeks ago saying, if that game does not come out on Xbox on the 10th, the 2-year anniversary, it's never coming to Xbox. That's just my... 2 years later, who cares? If you were going to play it, you'd have played it by now. Alright, here's your crazy news for the week. She's no longer called Miss Pac-Man. There is a rights dispute. Do you know what she's called now?
It's
going to be bad, so it doesn't matter.
It's Pac-Mom.
Yes, Miss Pac-Mom.
No, it's not Miss Pac-Mom.
Oh, they took out the Miss, so it's just Pac-Mom?
I'm pretty sure I think it's just Pac-Mom.
I mean, why couldn't they just call her Pac-Woman?
I would have just called... Somebody suggested Pac-Mam.
Pac-Mam, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Or, just do the thing and be like, and this is Mrs. Pac-Man.
Oh, instead of Miss Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man.
It's Mrs.
Add an R. Add an R. Tell
Tell a buddy, bring a friend, but don't you dare miss it. Is that what we're
oh god, what's the name? Tell at games to go fuck themselves. Add an R. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at games putting out terrible products and now ruining arcade archives.
I'm sorry, but anytime you refer to Mrs. Pac-Man, it's just going to be Miss Pac-Man to me. That's what the game
right, but that's what I'm
called.
saying. If you did miss his Pac-Man, everyone would just. I think it would make more sense. Yeah, change your sprite. You know, get rid of the bow. It sucks, but whatever.
What are you gonna do to be different then?
And do what they did now. They changed her outfit.
Pac-Man has an outfit?
Pac-Mom has a different outfit than Miss Pac-Man.
Dude, what does she look like?
Hold on.
I need to know what Pac-Mom looks like. I feel like
typed in Pac-Mom. I typed in Pac-Mom, and Tupac's mom shows up.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
Alright, I deserve that.
You probably shouldn't search this on Bing. I don't know if you know about the Bing thing, but... Ooh.
Left is Miss Pac-Man.
No, what's the Bing thing?
So Bing is like notorious for if you type something in, you're going to get some porn.
Oh.
Yeah. That's really the change? They gave her pink gloves and was that like a beret or something? What is that?
Yeah, it's like a lady's hat. I think it's supposed to be like a wide brim hat.
Okay.
She's got some pink gloves. She's got different shoes.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, it's a minimal difference. I would have just called her Mrs.
They
Pac-Man.
changed her shoes. They took away Miss Pac-Man's fuck me boots. Okay. This is like
you hear that silence? You hear that silence after you said that, Ken? You stand alone on that statement.
Oh, come on, they did this. You remember when they did it to the
You
M&M?
stand alone on that statement, Ken.
They took the high heels off the M&M to make it less slutty.
Oh, God.
What the fuck is going on? What is this world? What is happening? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm moving on. Oh, Lord. Rainbow Six Mobile was announced. Do you care? I don't.
Nope,
don't care. A lot of people do, though. You know, that thing's going to be crazy. Wargaming, the company behind World of Warships, I believe, and a couple other things, they're located in Russia. They're actually moving out of Russia due to everything that's going on. So, okay. Halo Season 2 is finally coming in May. If you remember, you know, Halo Infinite was supposed to have seasons. And so far they've had one in 4 months.
Awesome.
Yeah, that game, it's fun.
Died a horrible death.
It's fun, but yeah, it's, they did not know how to make an ongoing game. So... Mario Golf 64 is the next game coming to the Nintendo Switch expansion pack, and it'll be out in April. So, I hear people mowing their yards around my neighborhood, and I'm like, fuck, it's that time.
Same.
It's that time,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Hey, at least we made it to April this year. I think I started last year in March. THQ has announced that their showcase is coming. THQ Nordic showcase August 12th because we needed to know 5 months in advance or whatever it is. 4 months in advance. I don't know, that seems soon to be announcing that. Activision has announced that they have moved 1,100 contract people to full-time at $20 an hour. Which is good on one hand. On the other, that's in California. And $20 an hour in California is going to get you like a 4x4 crawl space.
You know what, though? Those people were already having to try to probably make ends meet in California.
Sure, absolutely.
So
this is definitely
I don't know what they're being bumped up from, but hey.
They're also
good.
full-time,
now,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, so there's bigger issues at play here, and like the criticism can be lobbed more at just corporations in general. But like, hey, any step to treating your employees like, people that actually need to live, the better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100%.
You don't get a high five, but you get a thumbs up, and you're like, keep doing that type of stuff.
When keeping it real goes wrong. All right, the next Need for Speed is coming this year. That might not be a shocker, but here's the shocker: it's only for next-gen consoles.
Okay.
It's not coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Remember Rivals, everyone?
Nope. No,
Exactly.
I totally remember.
Exactly how the whole Need for Speed, like, just all of them have kind of sucked.
Well, also, this means the wheels will be rounder, since it's only on next gen.
Oh.
They'll be full flat, round. Be beautiful.
What was the last one?
Exactly.
Fucking A, dude.
Exactly.
I really don't remember.
I reviewed the last one, and I thought it was good.
What was the... I need to know this now.
It was one where you could choose to race at night or at day.
Last Need for Speed game. Oh, it was remastered. Hot Pursuit remastered.
No, it wasn't Heat. Was it?
Hold on, I got the
I
Wikipedia.
think it might have been Heat.
Because Payback was the one that was like...
I didn't care for Payback. That was the one.
Okay,
after
so it was
Payback.
Heat.
It's Heat.
Then it was
Yeah,
Heat.
2019 was Heat, developed by Ghost Games.
I didn't
Heat was actually
existed.
Yeah, Heat was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so
You know
Heat,
what?
Payback, Need for Speed 2015, No Limits, that's going backwards. So.
I'm just gonna say this, and I know, like, I'm not alone in this. All I want is what you offered me on the PS2 with Need for Speed Underground 2. Stop adding shit. Stop. Just do that now. You know? Like, I want to be able to drive up between other underground racers and, like, flash my lights and let's just race and have the rubber band race where, like, you have to get a certain distance ahead of your opponent when you're in the lead. Wanting me to customize my cars to look stupid. Fuck it. Like, it just... Like, that is not a thing that Horizon does, right? Horizon gives you a lot of... They do give you some cities, but for the most part, you're doing, big open areas that you're racing through.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix.
Give me a nice city, and let me just race in that, and don't go big with the plot. Like, just give me the basics.
We gotta get them cutscenes, them FMV cutscenes.
Don't do the cutscenes. Just have it like over radio so I can keep driving. Don't fucking do that shit. It's annoying.
What about Razor Callahan? You want to bring back Razor Callahan?
I actually really like Most Wanted.
All right, that's in the level of the "fuck me boots" comment.
No, you still stand alone.
Hey, remember Ghost Recon Breakpoint?
Yep.
No more updates. That NFT shit is dead, son. That game's not getting any more updates. So, all those NFTs that they sold for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Oh boy.
What will I do with my NFTs when the market's gone? They were worth so much.
Remember when Ghost Recon was really good?
I do.
Yeah, right.
I do.
Wildlands was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then they made Breakpoint, and I was like, what the hell happened?
They had to go back and make Breakpoint more like Wildlands.
I was going to say it's weird because Breakpoint is like building on Wildlands, but somehow making it worse. I don't... Like, how do you do that?
They tried to throw everything in with Wildlands.
The Division. They tried to make a Division with loot systems and guns that don't just kill people.
Well, that's the thing. The guns did just kill people. So what was the point of getting like a legendary gun? Like I could not figure that game out.
Oh, okay, that's the way right, okay. Sorry, I had that backwards. I'm like, oh yeah, you got to bullet sponge guys. No, that's right. All the guns kill people, and then there was a loot system. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's right.
Yeah, I don't.
It was bad. Like, and the problem is like the Division has a great system, map system, where they give you a line that you can follow. Breakpoint didn't have that, so me and Ken ended a mission in a cave, and it said, okay, your next mission is 4,000 yards that way. How the hell did I get out of this cave? You remember us running around that cave for 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get out?
We kept, it was that instance of I believe we've already passed this point. We just kept making circles around in the cave.
And I was just like, what? And then you had to go into the menus and the menus were just the most confusing mess. And there were missions where you just had to click and acknowledge on the menu. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, that thing was an utter mess of trying to figure out. And there was no reward for all the trouble you had to go through.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that game was bad. I tried so many times to like that game, and it just was bad.
Wildlands was great, though.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in Wildlands. Rogue Legacy 2 is hitting 1.0 at the end of April, coming to Xbox and PC.
So excited for that.
Yeah, hey, I might actually play a Rogue game and enjoy it.
Did you play the first one?
I did. I love the first one. It's the only Rogue game I think I like.
That's not true. You like Moonlighter.
I did like Moonlighter, but I didn't get into it.
Fucking Drew has to bring up goddamn Moonlighter.
I mean, everybody on the show's got a game they like that nobody knows about. It's fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Is excellent. That's an excellent game.
Yeah. Moonlighter is a cool game. It's like Legend of Zelda, but you also get to be the shopkeeper. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Alright, these last four are big. New Tomb Raider announced, and it's going to be in Unreal Engine 5.
Cool.
The reason...
I did not know this.
Yeah, so... Also, I saw some speculation, and I'm not totally in disagreement here, but the word has been that Microsoft is probably going to buy Crystal Dynamics, because they're working on Perfect Dark. Do you think Microsoft would just buy Crystal Dynamics and Tomb Raider? Because they didn't announce platforms for this.
Can I just say, if Microsoft bought IDOS stuff, it would be in better hands than it is now.
Oh, it'd be in better hands with anybody. You could give it to EA and it'd be better.
Literally,
hands than
it's
Square.
just fucking Square Enix. Well, it didn't match our sales that we wanted to. Yeah? What about all the other shit that you release from Japanese devs? You never have that big conversation with them. How's that Babylon's Fall
I was going to say, what's
the
concurrence on Babylon's Fall right now? 400 people, and they all the statement they put out for that game was, "We're still making content. Expect season 2 soon."
Yeah.
But Tomb Raider comes out and sells 4 million copies. They're like, "Well, this was well below expectation."
Fuckers.
I love it's like when I don't know. Most of us are old enough to remember when Square picked up IDOS and a bunch of those Western devs, and we were all sitting there at the time going, "This is weird, right?" That's not who you.
And it never stopped being weird.
Yeah, it's as weird as when Bethesda bought Tango.
Yeah, that's still a weird one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh yeah, Microsoft now has Shinji Mikami as a first-party developer," and you're like, "What? What?"
It's still weird that Hitman is still a big title, and they bought themselves out from underneath Square Enix.
Even though it never made enough money from Square Enix.
Yeah.
But they made plenty of money to buy themselves out and keep the IP.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Square Enix is clearly a tale of two sides. They didn't even call out, what's Yuji Naka's new team that made Balan Wonderworld? They didn't even call them out, and that game sold.
Balan Co. or whatever.
Yeah. That game sold trash.
God, it was the people that did Vampire Rain.
Oh, I know you. Artoon, right?
Artoon.
Yeah. So, that never got called out. You never saw a press release saying Balan Wonderworld underperformed. No, they just went on about business.
Yeah.
Weird thing.
Your business.
They business. All right. Who likes Monkey Island?
New one.
They're making it.
I like Monkey Island.
Dude, they've been making a new one for 2 years in secret, and it's headed by Ron Gilbert. Like, how do you keep that hidden for 2 years?
We should have known by the fact that Ron Gilbert wasn't angry about not having the rights to Monkey Island in the last 2 years.
That's true. Also, it's coming from Devolver. So
That's the weird part for me. But
yeah. Hey, I'm glad people are happy. Monkey Island's never been my jam, but I know it's like a cult following. Like it's a cultural touchstone, and a lot of people love it, and I'm happy to see them make more of it. Speaking of old games coming back, what I hinted at earlier, Remedy getting that money, they are working with Rockstar to rebuild Max Payne 1 and 2 in the Northlight engine.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I mean, have you played Max Payne 1 and 2 recently?
Yeah, I played it within the last decade.
It's a little
more than most.
It's a little rough now.
If you play a console version, they are rougher than rough. The PC version still works fine.
Yeah, I have the Xbox, the original Xbox versions that are now backwards compatible, and I recently tried to play them.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're
It's
great,
rough.
but I don't know. There's.
Is it weird that they're not
like
doing
Max Payne 3?
Is it weird?
So,
Do you think they're going to do a package with 3?
I would think.
I would think.
But
I
if
would
that
think
one's
3
not
doesn't
Remedy,
have a lot
though.
of work. Yeah, but Rockstar is still going to publish it, so.
I don't know.
I just, it's going to be missing Sam Lake's face, because that'll be weird if it's not. And then, do they just get James McCaffrey's face finally for Max through all 3? It's because he's the voice of, but then he only was the likeness of Max Payne in the 3rd Max Payne game. The other 2, they had, Sam Lake posed as Max in the original because they had no budget.
Well,
and then the 2nd game, it was another actor. So it's just it's gonna be weird. That's all. I'm so used to those games.
Yeah, I don't know. I will play it. I like the Max Payne games. So.
Oh, I'll play it. I love the Max Payne games. It's just very odd for me because it's one of those, I don't know, man. They still held up a couple years ago when I played it.
All right.
On PC, I should say, again.
The last news story literally dropped this morning. Square has announced in collaboration with Disney that they are making Kingdom Hearts 4.
Jesus Christ.
It is the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. And they announced Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't know if you saw the screenshots.
20 years, story's not done. No, I didn't even know there was screenshots.
There are screenshots.
Yeah, there are screenshots.
Whew. It looks different. Let me see if I can find you a screenshot here. Kingdom.
Good way.
Huh?
Oh!
Good way.
Oh, he looks like a Final Fantasy 15 character.
Yeah. I don't know if you
That's
can see
weird.
this, Drew, because you're on your phone, but there's a picture of him in the chat.
No. I mean, I'm not surprised, I guess, but it's weird that he has that weird Final Fantasy realism to him now.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't look like Sora. He looks like you said, like a dude from Final Fantasy 15 or
Noctis,
something.
yeah, he looks like Noctis.
Yeah.
Which, oh no! Oh no, I just realized what he's probably doing.
When you
so,
say he, you mean...
Nomura.
Uh-huh. God, I hope he still has the
Fucking
big shoes.
Christ. So, okay, so Final Fantasy 15.
God, I hope he still has the big shoes.
No, not from the picture I'm seeing.
Okay, I'm out then.
Great. That's really great.
Hold
Here's
on,
the big
here's
shoes.
the...
You need them
So-
big shoes.
I mean, it looks cool.
I mean,
But,
that looks fake. That looks like
I
a
don't know, man.
render. That looks like a render. I don't know that I buy that that's what the game looks like.
That's from the dude. I'm looking at other screenshots from the same...
I understand that, but this game ain't coming out for like...
No, you're right, but like...
You remember the screenshots of Final Fantasy 13 Versus or whatever?
But that's what I'm saying. So that was Nomura as well.
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy 13 Versus was being made by Nomura. Nomura can't finish anything in a decent amount of fucking time.
Is he legit swinging a car on a chain attached to his keyblade?
What's wrong with that?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the perfect response.
Anyways, that's when the Versus disappears because Kingdom Hearts isn't being done and it's not moving forward. He just keeps adding backstory to it instead of finishing Kingdom Hearts 3. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 has DLC, and everybody that's played it that I've heard from say, hey, this DLC is basically like, what if he actually got to do Final Fantasy 13 Versus, because all of his assets were handed to a different director, the director of Type 0, and that director was told, hey, make Final Fantasy 15 with this. And, like, because they were like, well, these characters, people know these characters by now. No, they don't!
Sorry.
No, they don't, but it was, like, clearly a budgetary thing. And
Ryan,
it's just,
in the chat for you.
yeah, oh, God. Rest in peace, Sora's big ass cloud shoes, 2002 to 2022. Jesus Christ. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is another salty round from Nomura where he's like, I'm gonna do Final Fantasy 13, but like Kingdom Hearts is mine, so this is what I would have done. Like, fucker, you had the opportunity. Like, also, drop the fucking pouches and zippers, you fuck.
No,
yeah, that ain't gonna. He ain't dropping the pouches and zippers. Man. Come on.
He's like a more talented Rob Liefeld. Got a laugh out of Ryan. Good.
Yeah.
And he apparently can't draw feet, so...
Well, I was just getting ready to say. That's the reason Sora has the big shoes, because he can't draw feet.
Yeah, but look at the screenshot above it. He's got his shoes off.
For those who wanted to see Sora's feet, here
Yep.
you go.
There it is.
This is going to be on Drew's Instagram. Sora feet.
Oh, God.
Fucking weird. Fucking internet's weird.
I'm a dumbass, and I'll still engage with Kingdom Hearts 4. That's the sad part.
I keep buying them. I'll never finish them.
Yep.
That's my...
Same.
I haven't played one since the very first one, so...
Yep. According to the internet now, though, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is now the biggest video game movie opening ever.
Interesting.
It wasn't a high bar to get over. Like, wasn't it Sonic the Hedgehog was the thing to beat?
Well, the Resident Evil
Sonic
movies
2.
did a ton of money. I mean, like them or not, they did a ton of money. Just saying.
Yeah, but, like, Sonic's not a travesty in the series.
I've heard that second one is incredible, and I can't wait for 45 days when it comes to Paramount Plus so I can watch it.
Yeah, I want to, can't wait for it to come to Blu-ray.
Because I don't want to spend another $50. Like, I think I ended up spending like $50 some odd to go see The Batman, and I'm just like, that's a lot of money to see one movie.
God, no.
Well, you buy 2 tickets, and then you got to buy
no,
treats.
just the amount of money. It's that's the reason why, part of the reason why I don't go to the theater. Can't pause the movie, so I have to pee. I have to just
Yeah, and The
miss
Batman
it.
was 3 hours. Just
fuck yeah, no.
Yeah, that was that was especially going because I took my son, and he's like 12. You can imagine how many times you gotta do the bathroom run for that.
You put in a catheter just to watch fucking Batman. Yeah,
Dude,
no, not doing that.
Open the cup, just piss in the cup. It's fine.
It's on the seat in front of you.
Oh shit! That's all the news I got for this week.
All right, before we go any further, we haven't talked about food today, so I bought it yesterday. They've been advertising heavily Coca-Cola with coffee.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the Pixel Coca-Cola.
What?
There's a
I had
Coca-Cola.
Starlight Coca-Cola.
The Coca-Cola isn't that what it is? The Starlight, isn't it like supposed to taste like pixels or something?
No,
this
tastes
supposed to taste like space.
Oh, what
Yeah.
does space taste like?
It's
I don't
actually
know,
pretty
it's
good.
fruity.
It tastes a little bit like, reminds me a little bit of like candy.
Yeah, it's a very
Got
candy
taste
taste.
to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
good.
that's fine.
So Starlight is good. This Coca-Cola coffee,
I mean, who the fuck wants to mix Coca-Cola and coffee?
that was my question.
I used to work with a guy that every day he would get 3 espressos out of the machine and mix it with a 20-ounce of Coke. That's what he drank.
That's so fucking
Dude,
gross.
how does he not have a heart attack?
I don't know. Well, to be fair, it's been 15 years since I've seen him, so he may have by now.
Anyway, so I got the vanilla Coke with coffee, and I'm gonna just do a...
I do love vanilla Coke.
I've never been a fan of the vanilla Coke. It's
You know,
not for me.
I don't think it's got sugar in it, which is the only thing that's like... That I expected that to be far worse.
Oh, did you just
Oh,
drink
I'm sorry,
it like
that's not
live?
entertaining.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
I expected that to be far worse. That's a perfect endorsement.
That's how like privileged we are in these countries. Is like we buy something we expect to suck just because we want to know if it does.
Right.
You
Well, I
know?
wanted to know if I would drink it more. Like, I can't, what am I supposed to do? Just, like, assume I like things? I don't know.
My comment was more like, most people don't have the privilege to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
Yeah,
I just can't afford
it's a
it.
vanilla Coke with a bit of a coffee aftertaste. Like, I'm kind of shocked that... I mean, like, you go, I'm mixing Coke with coffee, the only response is, ugh.
Yeah,
right?
no, thank you.
So I'm a
They give
little
that a try.
shocked. Yeah, I recommend giving it a shot if you like vanilla Coke. And you don't dislike the taste of coffee.
I love coffee, so.
I know the nacho fries are back at Taco Bell, and I've been shoving them in my soft tacos. That's
I'm wondering if
Ooh.
we get
That's
nacho
good.
fries.
Good idea.
Yeah,
can,
it's oh man, it's so good. You shove like 4 or 5 of them in there, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
That is a tasty treat for like $3. Like that's, you can't beat that. It's $3 for a very good meal.
Spicy tacos and spicy ranch fries supreme.
Ranch fries? They got ranch fries?
I don't know what I'm looking at, man.
You're looking at a trip to the bathroom. That's what you're looking at.
Spicy, oh no, it's crispy fries topped with seasoned beef, spicy ranch sauce, nacho cheese sauce, tomatoes, and reduced fat sour cream.
Yes, because
Sound.
the reduced fat sour cream was the
Yeah.
important bullet point there. Like, why don't you just go the full Monty and just give us extra fat sour cream or something? I don't know.
When I read it, I didn't even think of
Just saying, it just seems, I don't know. That's like the joke
God,
about
yeah.
buying 12 cheeseburgers and a Diet Coke or something. Like,
Alright, so we do not have nacho fries.
oh man, you don't know what you're
We
missing.
have
They're
chili
so
cheese
good.
fries. We have fries supreme, chips and cheese, nachos supreme, and fries.
That's interesting because in America we literally only get the nacho fries like once every 6 months, and outside of that they don't even have fries. They just have cheesy potatoes.
Oh, really? Weird.
Yeah,
That's kind of weird.
Taco Bell down here only has fries when they have the nacho fries, and they're not always there. It's like a special time. It's kind of like the McRib of Taco Bell.
McRat.
That thing is so... I don't know why people love that thing. It's so
I
gross.
don't either. I used to work with a guy that would get like uncontrollably excited about the McRib.
I hope this guy is the same guy that would mix Coke and coffee.
No, different guy.
Man, every time that McRib comes back and I see the commercial, I'm like, even when they put it in the commercial and like whore it up to make it look better than it will actually look when you get
Pour
it,
it up.
like you look at it, I still look at it and go, that looks nasty.
Yeah.
So no thank
That's
you.
gross.
It's not a rib if you're not... Like,
Dude, it's
isn't
not-
it just like rib-shaped?
It's not even.
It's rib meat pressed to look like ribs.
Horseshit that it's rib meat.
I got
Sorry,
news
I
for
doubt
you.
that.
If
It's meat that's been pushed into a general shape of ribs Memories of rib. That's what the shape is.
It's McDonald's. It's just kind of meat.
Oh.
You know, what's the meat substitute called? Oh fuck.
Beyond it.
Yeah, Beyond Beef. Like that's always been McDonald's. Like.
Yeah. Sure. No, it's meat. It's just what meat is it? I don't know.
It's a special blend.
A guy fell in the meat grinder today. We're not cleaning it out. We're just gonna keep pushing on.
Nasty. All right, I got an email from Daryl. He wants to talk about Chocobo. He says, "All right, I've had enough. All of you pronounce Chocobo as Chocobo. You all put emphasis on the cha. It's Chocobo. All syllables rhyme with bow, as in bow. That's all."
Chocobo.
To that I say no.
Chocobo. Sound like Fire Marshal Bill.
Chocobo. Let me show you.
Oh my god. Somebody says that they are Sonic 2006 Kingdom Hearts.
Sonic 2006 Kingdom Hearts? What?
No,
where you
they're
walk
Sonic
around the city and talk to people?
2006ing my boy is what he said. They're bringing cartoony ass Sora to the real world. They're Sonic 2006ing my boy.
You ever seen Sonic's feet?
That'd be so. There was a meme going around. Yeah, it has to be so hot and stinky from running around so often.
You said that with like a I don't know, like you were hot and stinky.
Well, that's how it's said in the meme. Like you would be watching something else, and then it's like, have you thought about Sonic's feet lately?
No, I've never thought about them. Thank you. Oh my God, what is wrong with the internet? The internet is a bad place, and you shouldn't go there. That's why I don't let my son on the internet, because there are things on there nobody needs to see. I don't care
podcast.
This podcast, absolutely. I don't know how it's made it. Damn near 700 episodes in 16 years.
And I have to ask you, if you ever see your son doing cringy shit on the internet, would you stop him?
I would tell him that he should not do that, but I can't stop somebody from doing what they're doing.
Let me show you how to build your own website.
And never make $1 from it. Never in your life make $1 from it. Let me show you how to be mid, son. Let me show you.
We got those loot crates that time.
Yeah. I mean, I did get an Xbox. What's the consoles I got? An Xbox One X. I have a PS Vita. I got a Switch. I think that's it. In the 20 years I've been doing this? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a very good ROI, in my opinion.
Yeah, but think about how many games you haven't bought, only to buy others.
I was gonna say I just take that money and buy other games. So
I'll be honest with you, and never in my wildest dreams would I ever think that I would have got glams. But yeah, I did.
I know, right? That's the best $5 you didn't spend.
About clams.
I mean, yeah, if you experience an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours, maybe. Maybe clams is not for you. What are we talking about? What is going on right now?
Glams. This is the Glams podcast now.
Here's my... Yeah. Why don't you try these steamed clams?
Radio PM says a tweet. He said, I was listening to the podcast today and the talk about beating Super C. As a youth, I could beat Super C, but the original Contra, I have never seen the in-game credits.
Beat Super C, you should be a master at Contra.
I was going to say, I've seen the end of Contra and I couldn't get past the first level of Super C.
I've seen the end of Contra, but only because I watched a YouTube video where a guy beat Contra.
Oh, you never beat it?
I never beat Contra. No, I was not a huge Contra fan.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
I like the Akari Warriors better. I actually beat the first couple of Akari Warriors, but...
That's just by pressing ABBA all the time.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Because that game is impossible.
Well, and Game Genie was a big part of that, too.
Did you know ABBA eventually stopped working?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know what the number is, but there's a number of times if you hit it, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
Isn't there a certain part of the game where it stops working?
Might be level 3. There's only 4 levels. So,
yeah, I think it's level 3. It stops working.
Yeah, that game. Oof. Akari Warriors is a game that like I remembered loving, and then I played it when I got older. I was like, this game is shit.
Oh, I'm confident it's probably not as good as I remember it being.
Yeah,
That is not a doubt.
Although you did have big fucking pink tanks. So.
Yep.
There is that. No, I'm impressed that this dude could be Super C. Like that's more impressive to me than the fact that you have not beat Contra, because Super C is. Dude, I'm pretty sure I've never seen level 2 of Super C.
I've got very far into Super C, but it was like after months of playing that game.
I just don't understand how that game is so fucking hard.
Yeah, it's a hard game.
Yeah.
So, all right, I have to ask because we kind of hinted on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's everybody's worst game they've ever played?
Oh.
Holy shit.
Like, ever?
Ever.
Okay, so I guess here's I'm not to try to stretch this out. What are we considering bad? Are we considering horribly boring bad? Like, because as much as like what was it? Gene Rain. Gene Rain is a bad game, but there was an entertainment value to it still.
Sure.
I think the question is just what's the worst game you ever played, and you can define your own worst.
Or just name a few.
Afro Samurai 2.
Oh, that game if a game gets pulled from sale shortly after release, yeah, that's up there. I have not played Afro Samurai 2.
I did. I picked it up when it came out, and I played it, and I was like, oh wow, because the first game is awesome. If you've ever played the first one.
No, but I wanted to. I should have picked it up.
Yeah, the first one is awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the second one,
I can tell you the worst game that I ever reviewed, I believe, is Destroy All Humans, Big Willie Unleashed.
Was that the Wii one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
The infamy of Big
sucked.
Willie. Aquaman for the GameCube.
Ooh, yeah, that's a bad game.
What was the company? So it was published by TDK, which, if you remember, used to make cassette tapes.
Yep.
And all the Shrek games.
But it was designed by a company called Funky Chicken. I think was the developer who made that game. I gotta look this up.
Oh man, Lucky Chicken, and Tommy Tallarico was the composer.
Yep, Aquaman Battle for Atlantis, published by TDK, built by Lucky Chicken Games. Yeah, that game is bad.
The last game was Arcade Classics Volume 1 for the PS2.
Lucky Chicken Studios. Oh wow, they made a lot of crap. Casper Spirit Dimensions.
Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver, Battle Tanks, Tycho RC Assault with a Battery, Matchbox Emergency Patrol, Casper Spirit Dimensions, Robotech the Macross Saga, Aquaman Battle for Atlantis, Tonka Rescue Patrol, Underworld the Eternal War, NHRA Championship Drag Racing, Bodie Miller Alpine Racing, Arcade Classics Volume 1. That's it.
Stellar developer.
Yeah. Okay, so if we're going to talk about like games that are near unplayable, Virtual Hydlide.
Hydlide.
Yeah.
The Saturn? Are you talking about? No, you're not talking about the 3D one, right? You're talking about the original?
No, I'm talking about the 3D one.
The Saturn one?
Yes, I
am. Oh, man.
It's so bad. It's so bad. There's like an entertainment value to how bad it is, which is the reason why I was asking. Like, it is not good. It is not a good game at all.
The full motion video in that game is like epic. It's so bad.
The worst game where I'm like, I legitimately did not enjoy my time was Disaster Report 4. Because everything worked except it didn't do anything. Like, it's like, oh, well, your hunger is going to increase over time or decrease. I don't remember how it measured it, but it's like, Okay, but it does nothing. Like that aspect is working, but it's not affecting anything else. You have to go to the bathroom, or don't, because it doesn't do anything. Here's a karma system that doesn't do anything. Like not, and then the story's poorly written, and they've just announced a new one, so and it's going to be open world because they couldn't do a good like linear game, so they're going to do an open world game. I'm really excited.
Shenmue.
Oh, fucking
WWE 2K20.
yeah, that's up there. It's a
Man, wasn't there a really, really, really bad wrestling game at one point?
There's been plenty.
But I mean, one that's like infamous.
WW2K19
Dreamcast was really bad. Let's see, what else is really bad? Legends of Wrestling.
Oh man, you didn't like Legends of Wrestling? I think I just liked it because of who was in it.
The first one was not that good, but the second one actually was not bad.
Okay.
What else were really bad wrestling games?
I thought there was
there's
one
been
that was
so
just
many.
like, was it Nitro? Was it WCW Nitro or something on the PlayStation 1?
WCW Nitro and WCW Thunder actually I enjoyed.
Okay.
The WCW Backstage Assault.
The EA one.
That's the worst one. That's the worst wrestling game that's ever been made.
I've got a couple, and I had to look at a list because I was like, oh man, I don't remember all the bad stuff. Another one where it's entertaining, sort of, but not like a good game at all, is Ride to Hell.
That game is just broken. That game
is broken as hell.
Yeah, like it doesn't work.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. There's no
Sonic
entertainment
06,
value.
Yeah.
Nancy, I can't believe you haven't named this one already. The worst.
Give me a second. You're right. I know which one you're about to talk about. It's Perfect Weapon.
Perfect Weapon.
That's the worst game ever made.
It's not that bad.
Oh my god, it's unplayable.
Ryan.
It's not unplayable.
We're
I
gonna
played
make
it
you
at
right.
launch. It's not unplayable.
Oh my, go play it, Ryan, please.
I'm just pulling you guys' pain.
Film
It's a
yourself
bad
playing.
game. It's a bad game. I'm just
It
kidding.
is absolutely horrible. That game, I bought that game for $5.
I want my
And also-
$5 back.
I want my $5 back, but I'll never get it back.
I legitimately
$5.
did though play it at launch. That's not a joke.
Yeah, I was excited for that game when it came out.
I was too. Yeah,
And it's
I was very
Starts killing
excited.
you right
I remember
away.
driving home with it in my possession and being so excited.
then you play it and you're like, oh.
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
That's like
How about
legit-
One? Remember One? The Bruce Willis game?
Whoa. Oh, whoa. The only way.
Bruce Willis
whoa.
game is One.
Oh man, I feel bad for Bruce Willis now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, I remember the Bruce Willis game. No, the Bruce Willis game wasn't One. That was Apocalypse.
What's it called? Apocalypse. That's what it's called. What
Yeah.
was One?
One was it was another game in that like
It has the
bald
same looking
protagonist.
cover. It's like
yeah.
red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at it now.
Because there was also one at the end of the PlayStation 1 lifecycle called C12 Resistance or something that was also similar to those kind of games.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, Bruce Willis was Apocalypse.
Right.
Wait a minute, who made that game? I think it was the reason why I remember it. Oh fuck, is it who I'm thinking of? Is it Neversoft or somebody like that? Yes, Neversoft made that game. The guys that made Tony Hawk made that Bruce Willis game.
Okay, so I've got two that are semi-connected. Metal Gear Survive.
That's not a bad game.
Let me explain. The base engine is obviously fine, and it starts off fine. You're like, okay, I don't see an issue, and then it gets into the stupid base building shit, and it's so bad. So you take this game that's like, oh, this is fine, I'm enjoying this, and then it just goes, yeah, now you're not. Pay us money. And I was like, this is where this ends.
No,
And it's
I agree
disappointing
with
because that game again is like, it's the only one where I'll go, oh, everything works. in a clear method for them to fucking fleece you for all the money you have. The one that's connected to it, however, is a game that's supposed to have stealth aspects in it that don't work. It's a bad action game, and nobody talks about it. It's called Left Alive.
Yeah, nobody wants to acknowledge that thing exists. It's like The Quiet Man, another
Speaking
Enix
of Square
bomb.
Enix, yeah. Oh God, I forgot about The Quiet Man.
Yes.
Guys, you don't get it. You just heard about The Quiet Man. You have not experienced that.
I was raised in it.
I was
born in it.
Molded by it. You understand?
The Quiet Man.
The Quiet Man was so bad.
Man.
The craziest thing about The Quiet Man is the fact that they released that game and it had no fucking sound. And they did it, quote, because he's deaf, so that's how you experience it. But a week or 2 weeks later, they released a update to the version where after you beat the game, you can play it with sound, and it completely changes the entire story where everybody hates The Quiet Man.
But then, there's this weird incestuous fight between the dad and his son. And it's
He's
just
trying
like,
to date this woman who is
it
also
looks like his mom.
mom.
And you're just like, what the fuck am I watching? And you're like, I don't get it. And like, you couldn't save the game. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is not going to make this game good, but it would have been like, oh, okay. You write the game, and the only thing that can be heard is the stuff that the Quiet Man, or whatever his fucking name, the character's name is, that when he's not the Quiet Man, I don't give a shit. The only things that can be heard are what he sees. Like, if somebody's signing to him, you can hear that dialogue. But there's no subtitles even. You're watching just a silent video waiting for the next moment where you can just have this horrible beatdown of enemies that all look the same. Ugh. Yeah, Quiet Man, Left Alive, and Disaster Report 4 are like up there, because as much as Perfect Weapon is bad, it's like in that realm of like, oh, they were still trying to figure 3D out. I'll give them that. And everything else, like these other ones, I'm like, these are like, if I play them all as like, oh, these are just all games, yeah, the worst was Perfect Weapon. It just starts killing you. You don't know what you're doing. You're dead. Start over.
I can't give Perfect Weapon a pass like that, because I'll be honest with you, it came out during a time when Resident Evil existed.
Yeah, okay, fuck it. But regardless, Quiet Man was terrible too. I'm looking at our bad games that we played, and there's Gene Rain. There's Ride to Hell.
Dude, Ride to Hell's garbage, but I would play Gene Rain again before I ever boot up.
Well, now
Perfect
it's playable. So it's not even the same game anymore.
Like that's the thing, is like there were a few things on our list for the bad game year that didn't deserve to be on there.
I can tell you, Too Human is one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deadly Premonition, I'd argue. I know you don't like it, Drew, but
yeah.
Call of Juarez the Cartel.
Call of Juarez the Cartel is actually good.
No, it's
playing
not.
Co-op. As long as you're playing co-op.
If you're playing co-op, that game does some things that I thought was really cool.
Yeah, but most people aren't playing a co-op.
It was a bad game, but it's like a bad game in the sense of like, wow, this does nothing interesting. It sure is a tie-in game, which was Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, I mean, I platinumed that game.
Well, it's not hard.
It's not hard at all. You just finish it.
Yeah.
Mind Jack was bad.
Dude, that game is really bad.
That game is
Bound
bad.
by Flame was good.
Bound by Flame is a good video game. Yes.
That is a great video game.
I'm not gonna say go great. Duke Nukem Forever exists and is fine.
It's not a bad game. It's just not a good game.
It's boring as shit.
Yeah,
Eat Lead is the same for me.
Yeah, Eat Lead is a game that's disappointing because it should be a hell of a lot better than it is.
Yeah, Shenmue is there on that list.
That's a bad
Again, another game where it's like, I don't know. Quiet Man, oh god. We can't hear this game. We wish we couldn't see it either.
Yeah, I mean that's accurate.
I think I'm the only one that went to bat for Hayes, so
I don't have a problem
No.
with Hayes. It's just not.
I was fine with Hayes. Hayes is a generic first-person shooter.
Hayes,
Yeah.
take Hayes' story, put it in a better game.
The nectar.
Yeah.
Damnation was fine. Wasn't great.
No,
Wasn't terrible.
Damnation was horrible.
Yeah, Damnation's
Okay.
not a good video game. No.
It's a 5. You know, I put as anything that's bad is below a 5. It's a 5. Secret Service is a 4.5.
Secret Service was a bad video game. Ooh.
You guys played the
The
horrible
PS2 version was so bad. Unseeable. I couldn't see anything because instead of just doing like actual lighting, they're just like, well, we're just gonna put dithered pixels across. That's kind of like its dark area, right? Oh God, Dark! No!
Dark is
Dark.
a bad video game.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
it is.
It came out in that
I,
time where it wanted to be like a stealth Tomb Raider or something.
Oh, it's not anything. Dark is the same issues as Left Alive. They're like, oh, it's a stealth game that can't
Sucks at
do
stealth.
stealth, so we're just
The
fucked.
stealth doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, you get fucked, loser. That's what it should say when you hit A.
Jim Cameron.
Just
get
start up
fucked.
the game. You had Jim Cameron that says, "Get fucked, loser."
I
Unearthed.
posted a picture in the thing of the bad video game that's hiding on my laptop.
E.T.
Yes, sir.
E.T.
That's not a
is-
bad video game.
One
It's
of
a
the
game
first-
that doesn't.
One of the first video games that I ever played in my life. And yes, it is a bad video game.
I-
Let's not try to rehabilitate E.T. on the Atari.
I'm not. What I'm saying is like
Rehabilitation.
it's a.
Listen,
I see what
have
he's going
enough
for.
memories of
It's
E.T.
not
to have
good.
a sticker of it on my laptop, Anthony. It's a bad video game.
It's a bad video game. Is it one of the worst video games?
Yes.
I disagree with that.
Yes.
Nobody
Because
said.
Unreal.
even if
not.
you do everything right, it sucks.
Nobody said Superman yet.
But I also argue that most Atari games suck.
Not that bad.
Raiders of the Lost Ark sucks really bad on the Atari.
Unearthed Trail of Ibn Battuta.
What?
That was a fun one.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was fine
It was only,
at
it was
best.
only 2 hours, and that's the reason.
That was the reason why it was fine. If it went on
Yeah.
for another 30 minutes, I would have been like, alright. Still waiting for chapter 2, come on. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen, boss.
Sure, why not? Everything else gets to come back. I mean, we've gotten remasters of fucking 2 of the Ty the Tasmanian Tiger games. Why the fuck not?
Well, I tell you what, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger really sticks in your crawl, Ken, because every
Yeah,
time we
holy
start
shit.
talking about video games, you mention the remake
Well, that's just
of Ty.
because Cal the Kangaroo's remake hasn't come out yet.
Oh, yeah, well.
When that comes out, then I'll switch over to that
Power
one.
of Juju.
Oh man, Tack and the Power of
Hacking
Juju.
the Power of Juju. Ugh, what an ugly character design.
What are you talking about? His bowl cut? He was awesome.
No, like the actual people design. in that-
I'm
they
aware
are-
it's bad. And
I
that game's
don't
not going to
like-
get a remake anyway.
So I don't dislike the look of the new KO, I should say. Sorry, KO the kangaroo. Pack is throwing me off, apparently. But I don't... It's not as good as the original design.
Well, I mean,
like,
back then we
can't
were
beat-
experts in anthropomorphic fucking platform characters.
His neck,
Yeah.
like, the whole cartoony look of KO the kangaroo in number 2 is perfect. And then they're like, yeah, here's the new version. He's more, I guess, realistic looking. And it's like, no, I want those big fucking eyes
Clown
on
shoes.
top of his head and then have the neck extend when he, like, is in the water. So his head's always above water.
I mean, the way it should be.
The way, like kangaroos in real life.
Marsupials.
Yes.
What about Marsupilama? That came back. Why not?
That was a comic book, right?
Yes, I think so. Everything comes back except for shit that should come back, like Legacy of Kain, because fuck you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Somebody really doesn't like Ryan, is what I'm hearing.
True story. I never got 3 human.
Oh God! Oh God!
God, if they called it that, I would. Oh,
I never got my sequel to
Advent Rising.
no, that's me.
No, that's not me. That's Ken.
me.
Oh, it's Ken.
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ken's
You
the
bring it
Advent
up,
Rising.
but clearly it's to bother.
He
Ken.
brings it up
Yeah.
to get under my skin. Yes, I'm aware.
We never got 4 Worlds.
No, but you did get Two
Oh.
Worlds too. So
We
come
did
on.
get 2 Worlds too. Yeah.
Aren't they remaking Two Worlds?
The-
No,
I
it's
don't know.
Gothic. It's Gothic. It's Gothic that's being remade. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Normal.
Yeah, Gothic. That's another Euro trash RPG. Yeah. No Legacy of Kain sequel.
No Legacy of Kain, period. Like, we can't even get a fucking collection or a remake or anything.
No, nothing.
Instead, they released a fucking MOBA in that universe. Remember when they
Really?
did that?
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, they did that. That was a thing, and then it went away, and it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Speaking of MOBAs, like, you remember the Dead Island MOBA?
Yeah, I remember it.
Wait, what?
You remember they gave me probably about
400 codes for that
15
fucking thing.
codes for that, like invites to it,
Yeah.
and the MOBA died, like the server shut off, and I still had the friggin' invites, and I couldn't get rid of them.
I think they're
Dead
still in
Li-
my Steam library, like in my
Dead
wallet. Or whatever.
Island Epidemic.
Epidemic.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I have like 15 of those coupons in my Steam inbox still.
Never saw a full release.
Nope.
Thing was shit, man.
And Nosgoth. Nosgoth was the
Nosgoth
name
was the
of
Legacy
the
of
weird
Kain.
MOBA first-person
Yeah.
shooter thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was a thing. It was in early access, never came out officially, and that was the last time Legacy of Kain was touched.
It's almost like doing multiplayer shooters based off of random franchises are bad.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
They always have been. I don't understand why this is a controversial topic.
Always.
I don't. Oh, they keep doing it. They
Yeah.
keep trying.
They
It's
keep
like, don't.
they keep fucking up. I'm aware.
Does anybody remember
There's-
Escape Dead Island?
Yeah, I do. Bad.
Just what a weird thing that exists.
I hear Dead Island 2, 3, whatever the fuck the next one is still coming.
Ooh. We're getting into a weird time here because I've been thinking about certain things. I remember being so excited, and I backed it hardcore. Hellgate London. Do you guys remember that?
God,
Oh,
I do.
yeah. Hellgate London. Yeah.
Because that was the guys who made Diablo was going to make a new game, and I was like, well, I love Diablo, and yeah.
That was back when that actually meant something, when they were like, from the creators of this.
Yep.
Now
I
it's
think it was
like,
called Flagship Studios, I think is what it was.
I mean, who knows at this point?
Yeah.
So many fucking, from
Yeah.
the guys that brought you this, or from the team that brought you that, and I'm like, bring
From
me
the brother
this.
of the producer of
Bring me this and tell me if it's any good, and then we'll have a conversation. Because right now, there's too many fucking video games. So
That Crobat video for Back for Blood, he showed, it says from the creators of Left 4 Dead. Literally 3 people who worked on Left 4 Dead worked on Back for Blood.
yeah, you could also say from the creators of Evolve.
Yeah.
Wonder why they didn't say that.
I wonder. It's crazy, right? That game was the biggest thing in the world for like 4 days.
Well, you
What,
remember
Evolve, yeah.
you, me, and Justin kind of backed that game pretty hard whenever it first came out.
That's because it was fun.
It was.
And then an hour into it, you're like, I've seen everything. We're done.
Yep. Same way with me and Brink. Let's not forget Brink.
Hey, I championed Sea of Thieves for the longest time. Clearly, I was right. I just didn't like it myself because that game went on to be huge. But I fell off of it after 3-4 hours. I was like, all right, I'm done.
God, I was so into Brink for like a week.
I'll tell you one that I was into for a while. What's the name? Microsoft, Xbox 360, PC crossplay, the elves.
Oh,
Shadowrun?
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun.
Yeah, like that game was going to be the shit. And I remember playing it. I was like, this is awesome. And then like a half hour later, I was like, I'm done. That game's not good. Man.
Yep.
Anyway,
Gosh,
yeah.
the mid 2000s
Was
were
a-
a weird time for video games.
Yeah, we were always trying to
Yeah.
find a new multiplayer game to play. I mean, we fucking played BioShock 2 multiplayer.
Yep, we sure did.
And that lasted all of like 2 evenings.
Yep.
Frontline, Fuel of War.
Oh wow.
Oh, what was the fuck? There were so many of those games we played. We were
Mag.
we were chasing the Halo 2,
Yep.
and nothing ever.
This will kill Halo for sure.
Yeah, nothing ever did.
No
Yep.
game has ever replicated the joy that I had playing Halo 2 multiplayer.
I mean, that was so much fun. There was like 10 of us playing that
When
game.
I say that, what I mean is no shooter has
Yeah.
ever replicated that.
There were like 10 of us playing that game together. It was crazy.
Yep.
Like, everybody was playing that game.
I was like that with Gears of War.
And
Every single night, the same dudes. Every single night, sat down, played Gears.
Dude, do you know how hard it was for us to play Halo 2 back in the day? Think about this. It was original Xbox, which we all had to have.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all had to have broadband because the Xbox didn't support dial-up.
Right.
Like, I know that sounds like not a big deal now because everybody has those things, but back then, hardly anybody.
That was it was a big deal.
Yeah, having broadband, you were one of the cool kids.
Not only that, you had to pay for Xbox Live.
Yep.
I've been paying for Xbox Live for 20 fucking years.
Yep. That's. God, I'm trying to think of other multiplayer games. Like I was big into like Call of Duty 2. I was big into Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 3 was garbage.
Halo 2 was big. We played a little bit of Halo 3, but it wasn't nearly what Halo 2 was.
See, I didn't own an original Xbox, so I never got to experience the first 2 Halos.
God,
I mean, I have since then, but gosh, like Gears of War, like was huge for me. Like that was like my first really big, like every night play Gears of War. Before that, when I was still on dial-up, I was a really big player of Quake 3 Arena.
yeah, I played a lot of Quake 3. I played a lot of Quake
Yeah.
2, actually.
Played a lot of what was the Unreal that was on Dreamcast? Which one was that?
It was
Unreal
Unreal Tournament. Yeah, first
Yeah.
one.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah, the
yeah, I remember
Activision
that
one.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we played that.
I played a lot of my big multiplayer game for a long time was Star Lancer on the Dreamcast. I played a lot of Star Lancer multiplayer.
I played a lot of Phantasy Star Online.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
played a
lot of that,
ton of Phantasy Star Online. But only the first
Yeah.
one. Like, I didn't get into the second one nearly as much.
too. Same.
God, the Dreamcast. I remember playing Unreal Tournament on the Dreamcast and being in a room with one other person, and it was still so laggy that we were teleporting around the map.
And you got good at, like, guessing where the guy was going to be.
Yeah. But then that's coming off of being spoiled playing Quake 2 in a local area network. With, like,
Hey, I'll tell you another big one for me. I know you played a lot of it too, Ken. Rainbow Six Vegas.
oh god, yeah, I played so much of the original Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
I had all of those terrorist hunt maps memorized. Oh my god.
Did you do your face?
Of course I did my face with my Xbox Vision
Oh, yeah.
camera.
Same.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. You could see me with my helmet on and my little like voice microphone in front of my face. I'm like, dude, that is creepy.
That was back when
Yeah.
that was really a novelty.
Yeah, that stupid
Yeah.
Vision camera, man. Remember when it would take your picture in Burnout when you crash?
Yep.
Yep.
God, that was the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Uno games, did you see a big
I
penis?
was about to say, I played a lot of Uno. I saw a lot of penis.
Yep. That was what Uno was for, right?
Yep, that was your chat roulette before chat roulette.
Oh my god, that's just so funny to me to think back to that. Oh. Xbox Live in its infancy was the wild fucking west, man. Remember the gamer zones?
What were the archetypes that you could choose?
There was Underground. There was Pro. There was the casual one. I can't remember what it was actually called. Yeah, man. The architecture of the Xbox 360 was so good. Between that and like the gamer pictures, the introduction of achievements, the system level defaults where like you could pick your colors and your camera level, like if you wanted to be first or third person, your inversion on your sticks. Xbox 360 was just so good, and it hasn't been as good since. It's crazy.
Don't forget, dude, the coolest thing ever, the game playlist that you can make.
Custom soundtracks?
Yes.
Custom soundtracks. I used to have Bad Religion play when I was playing ESPN NFL 2K5. I mean, come on.
Yep. Man, those were some crazy days. I still remember, like, up until a few years ago, you could go back and look at every single thing you purchased on Xbox Live. And that includes just, like, free downloads.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I would download the latest trailers. I was like, what is this Nacho Libre thing? And I clicked on it. I was like, oh, it was the trailer for Nacho Libre.
Yeah, the marketplace was not nearly as good as what they are today. So, like, everything was just confusing.
Yeah.
And when, like, you're right, when you downloaded a trailer, because it was back before, like, YouTube was as big as it is now, but, like, you download a trailer, it goes into your purchase history of, like, yes, you have purchased this trailer. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Crazy, man. Again, Anthony, like we said at the beginning of the show, we're old.
That wasn't in question.
Alright. That's all I got. I'll check one last time for emails and tweets, but I think that might be it. So the title of this episode is Sonic's Feet, right?
Sonic's Feet.
Sonic's Feet. Anyway, if you want to follow us on Twitter or at N4G Podcast, if you want to shoot us an email, it's podcasts@ztgd.com. You can follow us on Twitter. Drew is at DMF Fury, Anthony's at Complacent Robot, Ryan's at Wombat RP, I am at ZTGD, and you can follow the site at ZTGD Content. Also check out Phoenix Down, Control is going on.
Yeah.
Then you guys are back to Yakuza 4?
No, it'd be Yakuza 5 with what we'd be going to, but it's not. I think we're going to try and do AI the Insomnium Files.
Oh, okay, I got you.
He was trying to push for that last week, and I think we may try to do that one.
When's Xeno Saga?
Never.
All right. Well, that's it for me. I don't have anything else. Oh, before I go, Drew, do you have Apple TV Plus?
No.
Fuck, you need to get it and watch Severance.
Okay.
Don't
What's Severance?
I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just watch it.
Okay.
It's so
Is
fucking
it, what
good.
genre is it?
Thriller, sci-fi thriller.
Okay.
Yeah, watch it. Don't read anything about it. All of you, if you have Apple TV Plus, you can get a free trial somewhere, but it's only $5 a month. But get it and watch Severance.
Okay.
It's yeah. I'm about halfway through right now, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so good, so good. But that's it for me. So unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, Bridget.
Alrighty, and it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G Podcast.
It's me, Mario.
$0.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
Always so being angry.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0. Killed the dragon.